So I was arrested during COVID. It's the only time I've ever been arrested. But everyone knows what COVID is. I don't even have to explain. But those of you that had a loved one in the hospital from COVID, it's a different battle that we are facing. I lost my dad to COVID. I talk about it very openly. But my arrest is something that I'm just now talking about. It comes from trying to get in to see my sick father in the hospital, and I was arrested on site. I am going to talk about that more throughout these episodes in just various forms. We haven't gotten to the grief episode yet, so this one more talks about my arrest and my time in jail. I was only in there for like a little less than a day, but the gist of it is the podcast episode is not just about that. It is about the weight of trust. When we are praying and we have to wait, the weight and the heaviness that comes from that waiting can be pretty massive. So I talk about that and what that looked like, and the terror and the fear that I had in jail. It didn't take me being in there longer than a day to know how scary and terrifying that was for me. But also at the same time, I was carrying the weight of my father being in the hospital, isolated and sick. But the way that Jesus showed up, the way that he came to me during that time is it's so much bigger, because my dad didn't make it. And I know you might be someone like, well, how could your story be beautiful because he didn't even make it? You just have to listen, because we're not promised and we're not guaranteed for things to go our way. God has a plan, and sometimes his plan might look scary to us, but we have to trust him that much to know that he will carry us through the difficult parts of that. And it has been very difficult, but he's loved us and he's seen us through all of it. But we also talk about, in the very beginning of the episode, on Friday, my dog went missing. And Autumn has been such a light. I have 2 daughters, but she's been like a light, a little like resource. You know, as you know, you're raising older kids. You love them, but it's financially stressful, and you know, you're just trying to show up for your children, and it takes a lot out of you. Dogs can kind of just be a comfort, that their entire purpose and goal is just to comfort you and to love you. And she has been that for me. And when she went missing on Friday, I felt helpless. I felt scared. I had the weight of trusting that God would come through, whether it be he brought her home or he helped me through that she was missing. I had to go from sheer terror and the unknown to, I'm going to trust you, God, however this turns out. And he did bring her home. And I know that he was part of it. It was a 13-hour, 12-mile frantic search for her that I was on. And the way that she came home was so special and so precious that I knew that it was God who was involved in that. And the lesson that came from it was so much greater, because there's always a lesson in everything we go through if we will just see it, and we will be open-minded to good things coming out of hard things. So if you're interested in listening to more of this, obviously we did the episodes. I'm not going to talk about all of it on here, but please understand that my purpose of doing this podcast is God has brought me through some things. I'm in my mid-40s. I know this is not the end of trials for me, but I've been through enough that I am willing to share it. It takes being vulnerable. It takes opening up wounds that are old and willing to share that. And that's what I am willing to do, because if there's even one person out there struggling with addiction or their trust in God or their faith, whatever it may be, I'm not an expert. I'm not qualified. I'm just someone walking through it. I'm just someone living every day like a lot of people, and just willing to share and willing to be vulnerable about that with you. So give it a shot. I'm going to link it here, and hopefully, you check it out. Maybe it's something that registers for you, and we can work in this together, because we also want to hear from you guys. We have an email and ways to contact us. So thank you. Oh, the name of our podcast, just in case you just want to go look it up, it's In the Middle of It by Will and Alexis Mooster. But again, I'm going to link our link tree that has the links to all of them on there. We are kind of new to YouTube. I know it sounds like we're so official, but we are on YouTube new in the audio form. We don't have the video part, or I wouldn't be doing this. So for now, I'm relying on this to kind of talk about our episodes. But we are also on YouTube in audio, so you can go to the podcast parts of YouTube and find us as well. Again, it's In the Middle of It by Will and Alexis Mooster. This episode is called The Weight of Trust, COVID and Isolation. You'll find it. All right, take care.